So my first brokerage company, I'm 6 months in on doing all the rookie mistakes that a new entrepreneur does.
Right.
Sued by one of my idols. Everyone needs to stop listening to influencers.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome to another episode of Living the Dream Podcast Mexico, where we talk about everything lifestyle, real estate, influencers, and everything in between, and to get you guys the inside scoop of what's happening here in the Mexican Caribbean. Today, we have a super awesome guest. He's a good buddy of mine. He's been here for a long time. He's going to tell us all about his projects, all about his life story, how he got here, his family, and all that. And he's going to talk about in detail what he's developing out in Bacalar and also out in Tulum. Something different than what everybody else does. And we're going to dive deep into that so you guys get the whole inside scoop. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce you guys to Ryan Gravel.
Pleasure. Thanks for
Welcome.
having me. Yeah,
You're welcome. So typically, I want to know you. What are you? Who are you? Where'd you come from? What do you do? And yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I have an interesting story. So I came here 10 years ago, 2010. I got here and arrived on a boat.
Yeah, no pun intended.
Yeah, I was working for an English guy. He had a real estate company in Florida, and as a side job, I was working for him in the deckhand on his boat.
Okay.
He ended up moving down here 2010 and asked me to deckhand his boat from Florida all the way down. So I ended up doing that. And
Kind of like, what's that show? Mediterranean Deck?
yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah. Was it Below the Deck?
Yeah, Below Deck Mediterranean, yeah.
Something similar, not as much drama.
Got it.
Yeah. So I came down and I landed in Puerto Aventuras, which is a gated community here, and kind of fell in love with the place. I was still really young. I went back briefly to the States and tried to make something work there. But 2010, if everybody remembers, global financial crisis.
Huge, yeah.
And man, I wasn't able to even get an entry-level position job anywhere.
Right.
It was brutal.
Yeah.
So I called him, and he was opening a real estate company here. And he's
Have
like,
you
"Come
had
on
any
down."
sales experience in real estate before that, or?
I mean, I worked for a brokerage company in Orlando,
Okay.
Downtown Orlando, metropolitan city it was called, and I did. I mean, I was just an assistant there, but I was getting into real estate just from there.
Kind of understanding it, yeah.
Yeah, calling on like FURBOs and FISBOs and stuff like that for
Right.
sale by owner, for rent by owner, those signs, and that kind of got me involved. But I mean, this guy was a mentor for me,
Cool.
which I think is beyond important for anybody who's new to real estate. Like, get a mentor.
Especially here.
Yeah.
Like here, I have so many people that always reach out. They're like, oh, I'm getting into real estate, this and that. I was like, that's great. But, there's a huge learning curve that comes with it, especially here versus like what most people are used to in the US or Canada, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you can read all the business books you want to.
Yeah.
But having a mentor is going to expedite the process substantially.
Great.
So he was really cool because he actually opened the real estate company. I learned everything from top to bottom with the real estate company, the brokerage company, and then he also started developing too.
Okay.
So that's how I kind of got into developing. I was watching him build. He was one of the first guys here that was that owned a real estate company and was building at the same time.
Great.
And it was great to kind of see how one influenced the other. So he basically built the brokerage company as an engine to sell all of his product.
Right.
And did
you're
all the
watching
marketing
everything on the
internally,
sidelines
whole
and learning,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, he was a great mentor for me. So about 6 years later, I started doing real estate, learned the ins and outs of it. It was great actually being a realtor here first because I was able to see kind of what the clients are looking for, what the developers were doing good, what they were doing bad. I learned a lot from him, what he did good, what he did bad too, and I tried to kind of correct all of that. And then 2016 came, I branched out on my own. I started a real estate company myself. A funny story behind that, how much time we have, but I ended up getting sued by one of my idols, Richard Branson. So I started my first real estate company. The name was Virgin Realty Mexico.
Like the Richard Branson?
The Richard Branson, yeah.
Oh my God. That's wild. I didn't even know that.
Man, long story short, basically, the first name of my company was Virgin Realty Mexico because I was really concentrated on selling land.
Right.
Big land guy, love land banking, and Virgin Land. And this guy was like, I read all of his books, and he was a big influence too because my first mentor was English too, so he really pushed him on me as well. And this guy was Richard Branson's the best, right? Great entrepreneur.
Until he sues you.
Pushes the envelopes. Yeah. So my first brokerage company, I'm 6 months in. I'd already spent 6 months on doing all the rookie mistakes that a new entrepreneur does,
Right.
which is spending way too much time on building the logo for the name,
Yeah.
too much time on picking the name,
Yeah.
and way too much time on the website instead of executing and implementing and building a network and building
learning from your
clientele.
mistakes, which is
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, totally.
So 6 months later, I get a cease and desist letter from Virgin Enterprises. You have to shut down your company. You can no longer use the name. And I'm devastated because now I'm like, I spent all this time on my website, I have a beautiful website, I have all this SEO, and have to shut the whole thing down
Brutal.
and start all over again.
Brutal.
Yeah. So I learned a lot. You learned a lot about copyright and trademark
Yeah, I
and
bet.
website redirect and
Yeah.
all that. And but I mean, I pivoted and made all the same mistakes that every entrepreneur makes, and learned from them and grew. So from there, 2016, I actually expedited the process a lot really fast. I ended up having another partner who was my second mentor, and he was a capital partner.
Okay.
He was able to fund our first development. So
Cool.
I built one of the first condominium complexes here in Aldea Zama in Tulum.
Oh, wow.
I wasn't the first, but I was one of the first. And we did that in 2017. That was my first development project, my first multifamily.
Before the big boom, before like, yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack there. But now I'm no longer partnered with him. Now I have DIM Boutique, or as everyone says, DIM. And I still have the same business model as I did back then, which is keeping it small. I do 25 units and under.
Okay.
Boutique development firm. It's bootstrapped by me. I have a home office. I have a small team. And we're not looking to scale. We're just looking to concentrate on customer service and quality of product.
That's key. And I think that with every entrepreneur, especially like guys like us, you just want to, you see how other people are performing and all you want to do is scale. Like I remember when I first started Elements Real Estate Group with my partner, we were like, we're going to have 50 agents. We're going to take over the market. We're going to sell like crazy. Everyone's going to know about us, blah, blah, blah. And then as time went on, I was like, this is brutal. Like all this, like trying to constantly scale. Like I didn't sleep at night. I was up at 3 a.m. every morning doing stuff ahead of time just to get ahead of the curve, babysitting, people that you're working with and all of your suppliers and this and that. And I'm just like, what am I doing? Mm-hmm. You know, and I have 2 young kids. And I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So I descaled now. And as I'm getting older, and I'm sure you're the same, you're trying to be more like efficient with your time rather than trying to just constantly grow, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's easier. It depends on what your goals are.
Yeah.
Right? If your goal is to take over as the #1 developer in all of the state, in all of the country, and build this big thing, a lot of people don't realize, though, there's a lot more moving parts when you scale.
Yeah.
And there's more people, there's more decision makers, there's more people that you have to answer to, and there's less control.
Yeah.
I think both for myself and yourself, we're probably control freaks.
Yeah.
I know I am. And I need to have full autonomy of my company.
Yeah, and with 25 units or under, that's very doable.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, for me, and we could talk about this, boutique developer as opposed to larger institutional scale developers as well. But I mean, if we talk about it from the client's point of view, I can guarantee you it's better to go boutique.
Yeah.
You're getting a lot better customer service for one. There's less decision makers. If someone calls, a client calls me and they ask, hey, listen, Ryan, I'm going to be a little bit late on my payment. It's not like talking to a bank.
No.
I'm going to tell them I can work with you. No problem. You need an extra week, an extra couple of weeks, no problem. No penalties, we'll waive that. The quality of the product is substantially better.
100%.
I mean, I'm doing constant site checks, site inspections. I'm working directly with my architects and my contractors because our margins are smaller too. We also don't have to report back to shareholders. We don't have to report back to business partners.
Right.
We also don't have, I know for myself, I fund all my projects, so I don't have to pay back any bridge loans or any institutional money.
That's
either.
key. Yeah, me too. Being funding yourself is super important. Like I'm starting a house right now in Region 15 and I'm funding it myself. Mm-hmm. Is it annoying? Yes, but the end goal will be, lucrative. It'll be great. So speaking of projects, tell us and the audience what you're doing right now, what you've done, and then what you're doing. You said you did a building in Aldea Zama. Mm-hmm. What else did you do? Yeah,
so my business model has changed a lot. Consumer behavior has changed a lot over the last 10 years, more so the last 5 years. Right now, my target market that I'm trying to acquire is the health and wellness industry.
Which is a huge wellness industry now?
One
Trillions.
$1.1 trillion industry right now. It has a 12% growth rate, and about 2030, it's supposed to be about $2 trillion. Consumer behavior has changed drastically.
Super.
People are looking for experiences. People are spending more money on unique stays in unique locations, which Bacalar and Tulum are the two #1 unique locations with unique stays.
Yeah.
I mean, you kill it in the house game and the villa game, luxury villas.
Yeah.
You're not finding anything else like that anywhere else in the Western Hemisphere.
No. And like, I'll give you an example of that. Like some of these villas, the returns that they make, I went and looked at like Orlando or like Nashville and other hot states in the US, and these properties that make similar returns, like cash flow returns, they're $50 million. They're $20 million, these properties. So anyways, continue. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, so we've kind of identified this new trend that's happening. If you look at the statistics show, national domestic travelers for health and wellness are going to spend 175% more than the regular all-inclusive traveler.
100%.
International travelers, I think it's 41% they'll spend more on their stays and their trips. So that's our main focus right now.
Yeah.
So all of my developments right now, I'm doing 2 developments in Bacalar.
Okay.
Both, the first one sold out pre-sale. I have 1 unit left, and I'm about 70% done construction.
Wow, congrats.
So huge demand down there.
Yeah.
And I already have the lot next door. We're going to start developing the new project phase 2 in probably January, February. But the demand down there is massive. I'm strategically building these developments around health and wellness. So putting everything in there, like our playground for you and me. So we do have a sauna, cold plunge, full gym, HIIT training center. I'm doing infrared saunas, red light therapy, the whole 9.
Nice.
Dude. So you go there, you don't have hundreds of units you're competing with, and you have packed with amenities too. So
it's like the opposite of what some developers are doing in Tulum, right? Because Tulum is an interesting place where you have these experience places, but you also have the crap, which is where like 100 units, white building, rooftop pool, and it's like 10% guaranteed return. It's like, well, no. And then you offer nothing. You literally offer a cheap building with mold and like things that fall apart
Yeah, there was a big shift that I saw.
Yeah.
There was a big shift. We could talk about this. For me, there was a big red flag because I was just developing at the time. And this happened around like 2018, 2019. And then went obviously into 2020, 2021. But what I saw a big red flag for me that threw things off was large brokerage commissions. And I own 2 brokerage companies. So I'm being unbiased here. I started to see master broker deals, 10, 15%
gross
commissions.
That's terrible.
Unsustainable. You can't do it. I remember I think it was 2019, I was working on a new project, and I started to go back. I was shopping out my project to a master broker. Everybody else was doing it. I shopped it out to 5 different master brokers. They all wanted up to 15% commission. They wanted a unit, and then they wanted a $5,000 marketing budget. I went back and looked at my numbers, did my financial plan, and I was in the red.
Yeah.
I said, how are people doing this? And everybody was cutting these deals.
Yeah.
Everybody. And I'm like, this is unsustainable. There's 1 or 2 things happening. One, the developers or the shareholders are taking a cut.
Huge.
Which they're not.
Yeah.
They're not gonna, that's the last place the money's gonna come from. The banks aren't gonna take a cut on it. So where's the money coming from? It's gonna be inflated prices, and it's gonna be cheap inventory, cheap product, cheap quality. And I saw that scared me a little bit. That's when I pivoted to Bacalar. I divested a good portion of my portfolio here in Tulum. I pivoted and started buying land in Bacalar. And then I changed my asset class here towards what you specialize in, which is residential. So communities and single family homes and villas, because that's the next step there. You see saturation in the condo market.
Boom. Next step is naturally villas. Yeah.
Yeah. You and I were really lucky. We were able to kind of see Playa del Carmen grow and at what stages it grew.
Yeah.
And it's kind of easy for us to identify what's going to happen here in Tulum.
Yeah, I agree. The condo market is, there's a lot of units, and it's very hard to differentiate your property versus other ones in the market, especially. So that's why I like, in the condo market, I only like penthouses and I only like garden units. And then they have to be in a building that's like unique and different and large spaces and green and amenities, because there's just way too many like white boxes, I call them. I despise these white boxes. I feel like they don't offer anything and people just get lured into buying just because it's Tulum. Okay, sure, maybe in 40 years they'll be worth more. But like if you're looking for something for the next 5-10 years, don't buy something like that. Buy something that's health and wellness oriented. Buy a property that is, like a single family home or a piece of land that's going to grow. But these condos, man, these developers, they just came in like too fast, too quick.
Yeah, there was a lot of red flags.
Yeah.
That's for sure. But I think you hit on something that I'd like to expand on a little bit, which is, listen, if anybody's looking to buy real estate, and every real estate advisor needs to be telling their clients this too.
Yeah.
You need to have a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
I'm seeing too much of this lately where like clients are kind of spooking a little bit.
Yeah.
When it's like 3 years down the road, they're not making the ROI they were supposed to be making.
Not even 3 years. Like I'm getting calls from like a year in. And
Yeah.
people are like, hey, I'm thinking about selling. I'm like, you just spent $1 million on this. Give it some time. Let it grow organically,
Don't buy real estate unless you have a 10-year plan.
Yeah.
That's real estate 101. 10 years minimum.
Yeah.
A lot's going to happen. What happens is you have a 7-year shift in the market. Markets change every 7 years.
Cycles,
So
yeah.
you're going to have the cycle. It's going to go up and down. So, if it's a rental-only property, you have to choose that property right. That's
Yeah.
what you do that very, very well,
Yeah.
actually. You position your clients very well in the right product. If you have just any other sales guy selling you whatever it is, it's not going to perform.
No, and they're just trying to get a commission check and they're just trying to get, a deal done and then you never hear from them again.
Yeah. But if you have the 10-year plan, then you can go off of appreciation, which show me anywhere else in the world where land or condos or any kind of property has depreciated over 10-year term.
Never. Yeah. Something I always tell people is, the boomers that bought like in the 90s and 80s or 2000s, and then they're all like, we bought for 200 grand and we sold for 1.6. It's like, yes, that's the point.
Yeah.
It takes 20 years to get to that level.
Yeah.
But too many people these days, they'll buy something and then like the rates in Canada and the US go like this. So they think, oh, the next year it'll be worth double. It's like, no, it's not worth double because the rates went down. It's a steady cash appreciation of 10 to 15% per year. Houses appreciate a little bit more than condos, and then luxury condos appreciate more than regular condos too. So totally agree. So you're sold out in your first development. That's great. Congrats. That's
thank you.
Like weight off your shoulders.
Thank you. It was a new market, so for me, it was a little bit frightening. I'm originally a land guy. I love land. I've made all my money off of land.
Tell us about the land project that you have in Tulum, because I've got a lot of clients asking about it now. The prices are incredible.
Yep.
What do you offer? Where are you? And what's it look like?
Yeah, so a quick background on the land. Like I said, I made my land to start investing in real estate and building a portfolio and then eventually getting it to developing from land. That was always my specialty, looking at prolific areas and markets that are rapidly growing and quick. It's a shorter term type of land bank.
You're right.
But you need to be an expert in the market.
Yeah.
You need to position yourself correctly. So this land that I bought, it's in the only real residential zone in Tulum. It's a bit virgin right now. Infrastructure still needs to catch up. But I bought the land so cheap that I'm able to do residential communities out there.
How many?
I'm doing 4 residential communities right now. The first 2 are sold out. I'm on the third one, which I have just 3 lots left. And then the fourth one will launch probably sometime next year, mid-next year I may do.
Sick.
Each development, 22 lots. The first 2 are just basic infrastructure, roads. And then the third and fourth, gated communities with amenities.
Amenities.
Yeah, the whole
Very good.
nine.
Starting prices?
Right now I have about $250 per square meter.
Great.
We're under 60,000 right now per lot.
USD per lot.
USD.
You guys hear that? $60,000 for a piece of land in Tulum. But what? Once the road's paved, 8 minutes to the beach, 7 minutes to the beach?
I made it there 8 minutes with my Jeep. but
Yeah, there you go.
Dirt
With
roads.
Dirt roads, yeah. So it'll be even faster. And yeah, in 5 years, that 60K lot's going to be worth 120.
This is a perfect example of buying real estate and walking into equity.
Yeah.
You're looking for appreciation. The neighboring comps are at $350 per square
Yes,
meter.
they are in Region 15.
It's
yeah.
$100 spread per square meter. You're not going to go wrong. Those prices aren't going to go down. And the comps that we're talking about have dirt roads.
Yeah.
It's Reno roads.
Yeah.
We're doing pattern paved roads. We have full infrastructure. I mean, these are the kind of deals that you buy, you sit on, you hold. If you want to build out there, more than happy to. But I mean, I suggest buying, holding, and sitting on these things. It's one of the nice things, again, going back to land. Land here, the property taxes here are so low.
So low.
That you don't have any overhead when you hold your land. That's the issue in the States.
Yeah.
You buy a piece of land for
Your
a couple
carrying
hundred
costs,
grand.
yeah.
Exactly. Here you can just sit on it. It's 1/10 of 1%. If you pay early, what is it? I don't remember anymore.
Yeah.
But you get like a 50-60% discount.
Well, like, yeah, $500,000 property, you're paying about $500 a year in
Right.
property tax. And anytime I tell that to clients, their head explodes. They're
Right.
like,
They don't
say
really
that
believe
again? I'm like, yeah, you heard me, not per month, per year. They're like, holy crap.
Right, and that's the value in buying land, because you can kind of buy on it, sit on it, and have no overhead, and then just kind of wait for the growth to come
Yeah.
and appreciation to kick in.
Great. And you guys have some model homes that you could build on that land, on those plots of land, right?
Yep.
I do as well. So you guys want to take a look, we both can offer you that. So if somebody wants to buy in Bacalar, they should buy your product, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
There's other product too, but I highly recommend Dim Developments because obviously it comes with a good backstory. He knows what he's doing. It's not just like some developer from Mexico City that bought some land and is now building and saying whatever. Your prices are actually very competitive too. I was looking at them, and there's developers next door, not as nice, that are more expensive than you.
Yeah.
Explain that.
Again, boutique developer.
'Kay.
I'm so hands-on every single day, every week with my contractor that I'm able to hit the margins that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
Everybody knows. Listen, we'll give you kind of like insight into the developer market. Developers are looking from, I won't do a project under 20%, but we're really looking from like 25 to 30%. That's our sweet spot.
Of course.
Listen, there's a lot of things that can change in that. You have contingencies, you have inflation, you have currency exchange,
Currency
you
huge.
have carrying costs. These things add up. But if you can squeeze and work directly with your contractor and you can source the right materials and buy early, take advantage of when fin discounts, you can still hit your margins and produce great quality product.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Anybody comes in and they come check out our showroom, come check out our product, they'll see. This is a product that should be about $3,000, $3,200 per square meter. I'm sitting at like $2,500 per square meter sales price. So, I mean, it's
Talk
something-
about walking into appreciation right away, right?
Yeah, for sure. Some of the clients that first bought in, and what I know everybody's scared sometimes of pre-sales, but please buy pre-sale. You will thank me later.
In the right developments.
It have to be with the right
Yeah.
developer. I mean, do your research.
There's
too.
developments in Tulum, there's developments in Playa that, you know, especially Tulum. I hate to say it, like, but I kind of steer clients away from pre-sales now in Tulum just because it's like, you know, you got this massive behemoth of like 400 units and we're going to build this and this. The land's not even cleared yet, you know, and then all of a sudden it's been sitting empty, the land, for like 6 months and nothing's been built. And then there's delays. I'll tell you a real story. Every single one of my clients that bought in pre-sale calls me every day. Every single one of my clients that bought in resale, I don't hear from them again. It doesn't mean that all pre-sale is bad, like you say. There's pre-sales that are killing it. And like I have clients that have bought in pre-sale in the past and they're super happy. But there are, like you said, you got to do your research. You got to buy from the right developer. You got to buy from somebody that's hands-on, that's there every day, that reviews everything, not just like some guy sitting in Oaxaca and thinking like, oh, whatever, it sells. I don't care about the clients, right?
That's exactly what happens too. These bigger institutional developers, the chain of command goes all the way up from the sales agent to the project manager to his director. And then, I mean, by the time you kind of get an answer from anybody, it's like you can attest to this. How long does it take sometimes to get a simple answer?
Yeah.
I answer within 24 hours,
Yeah.
or my team does.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big difference. Regarding time of construction as well, my build right now, I'm on pace for 14 months building. It's 17 units.
For a building.
For an entire building.
Wow.
I'm
I
on
built a
pace
house in 12 months.
14 months.
Wow.
And again, to go back to this, because the faster I get done this building and I deliver to the clients, the faster I make my money.
Yeah.
Because all of my money is in it. I have all my skin in the game.
Yeah.
These institutional developers don't.
Don't.
They don't care. They're paying back themselves and the shareholders and the banks before they concentrate on building the product.
Yeah.
And that's a problem. Not all of them are
Not
bad.
all.
Don't get me wrong. But
There
I
is-
mean, here's how you navigate this. you talk to the developer. Call anybody who wants to do one of my projects, get involved in it. If you're an agent, if you're a client, call me.
Yep.
I sit on the phone all the time with clients, get to know myself a little bit better. I come meet them down on site. I show them the product, show them what we're doing. Get to know the developer. Get to know who you're working with.
Yeah, I agree. And that's why, like, you know, with me, what I'm pivoting towards now into building villas, it's the same thing. Like, I'm going to be on site every day. I built my house in under 9 months in Playa. And that's the whole idea, is like you work closely with the person that you're doing business with, not him sitting in some office in Mexico City. You'll never hear from him again.
Exactly.
So you've bought land, you've developed it. You've bought land for condos in Bacalar that you've developed, health and wellness. What's next? What's after the next one that you're going to do? What's the big dream for DIM Developments?
Man, I want to keep it. I want to keep it in house. I want to keep on doing what I'm doing right now. I don't want to get over leveraged. I want to try out different pockets. To be honest with you, I've always been the one. I was one of the first here to start buying land in Tulum when it was $30 per square meter.
Yeah.
I didn't hit the very, very low in Bacalar, but I was able to buy in Bacalar before it kind of blew up. So I'm a big advocate for these prolific emerging markets. So I'm going to stick around here for some time. But if there's anything in the future, I am eyeing one place that I really like that I visited about 10 years ago.
Which one?
The Oaxacan coast.
Yeah, okay.
I'm a big fan of anywhere below south of Puerto Escondido. So like Mazunte, Zipolite, Puerto Angel. I have a little affinity towards that area. So.
There's another spot just north of Cabo too that everyone's talking about right now. Doesn't come to mind, but yeah, I know what you mean. There's like, what's the next one, right? I don't think Tulum's going anywhere. I mean, God, look at Cancun and Playa. I don't think Bacalar's going anywhere. There's just more people are going to keep coming. Every year, the airports break records, and like it's never not going anywhere. So
let's talk about Tulum just for 1 second.
Sure.
Okay, because it's so interesting to me.
It's a hot topic. It's a hot topic.
Everyone needs to stop listening to influencers who aren't businessmen, who aren't experts in real estate, and aren't experts in anything.
Who show up in September at 8 a.m. and film an empty restaurant.
They're tourists.
Yeah.
Are you going to take the advice of a tourist?
A lot of people do, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, that's the way.
I talked to my buddy and he said, "I'm like, oh, really? How many times has he been here?" He's like, once. I'm like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's propaganda. I mean, a lot of people say it's a hit piece in a political manner. I don't know what it is. All I know is that this market correction is phenomenal.
I love it.
It's phenomenal.
I love it. The deals out there right now, unbelievable.
Time to buy.
Yeah.
First off, time to buy. Second off, I was just at the beach with my family this Sunday. And I noticed something. I noticed that, listen, without this big demand of tourists, the operators here, the business owners, the developers, the restaurant owners, everybody, there's going to start being competitive. Competition in the marketplace. Yeah. Right?
Yeah. Lowering prices.
Which means prices are going to lower. Yep. The cost of service is going to drop. Quality of service is going to increase. The quality of the product is going to increase because you're going to have to compete with everyone. When you just have a big rush and this boom, nobody has to compete with anybody.
No.
So quality
of
service and quality of product drastically decreases.
And that includes restaurants, beach clubs, developments, real estate, everything across the board. Totally. Taxi drivers, like they're waiting for a new thing where they're going to have like meters and Uber and this. It's all happening. And it's not just whispers anymore. So yeah, I think you're right. It's a great correction. I love it. I tell my clients that a correction's good. They're like, well, what if it keeps going down? It's like,
not possible. Find me one other place in the Western Hemisphere that has the vibe, the aesthetic, the architecture, and the beaches that Tulum has.
None.
Man, I was in the beach. I was at Papaya Play with my family, and I'm looking around with another good friend of mine, Sam, and another developer here, and we're like, this is why Tulum is so amazing.
I know.
This is why people
you forget
come here.
all the noise when you go there.
I mean, please, everybody stay home.
Yeah.
Honestly, everyone stay home because you're going to realize really quick there's going to be whispers again about how awesome Tulum is.
Social
because
media.
That's what you want.
I know.
You don't want a huge influx of people dominating the beach and crowding the beach. You want this really zen, health and wellness focused, quiet, intimate place that's beautiful, white talcum powdered sand that doesn't get hot, Caribbean Ocean.
The ocean right now without the seaweed is just ridiculous.
Good music, great food, like
I
Stay
agree.
home. It's okay.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you hit it right there. It's social media. Nobody's gonna come to Tulum in March and be like, look how slow it is. It's like they can't because it's packed and it's gonna be packed. So that's all the time we have today. I really appreciate your insight. If you guys are looking to get into the market right here in the Mexican Caribbean, and if you want to see what his products are all about, make sure you click on the link in the description. It'll get you in touch with me, which will have all of the properties that he has, a specialized landing page so that you guys can see exactly what Bacalar is all about and his land in Tulum is all about. Without further ado, thank you, Ryan, for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Love it. All right, guys, talk to you later. Bye.